Hey, buddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Civilization 6. And today is the day that our tanks will roll through Greece and possibly get blown up and destroyed. But we're going to try and make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the most likely attack to ever fall apart in human history. Oh my god, the rock band music is so dang loud. Okay, we successfully acquired replaceable parts through science stealing. We got our water park in Bordeaux. I'll grab the Ferris wheel and the aquarium to spread out amenities. And let's go ahead and denounce Greece. He is our enemy. I'm hoping that we can maybe get some joint wars on him. If we can drag Japan into this war, even Russia into this war, that would split up their forces, making their life quite a bit harder. We can see that they're working on launching the Earth satellite. They're building spaceports. They won't have that much in the way of military units. We will need to chill for a few turns before we declare the war. And I'm going to grab two arms here because the plan is militarism. Militarism? Militariism. Militaristicism. Word's hard. It is a bit of an open question as to whether or not we want to build a neighborhood in our capital. We would be able to get a lot of extra growth in here, +4 population capacity, or do we just want to build a bunch of units? I think we're going to want a handful of supply convoys and stuff like that, so I think that's what I'm going to get to work on. It wouldn't also be the worst thing in the world if we built the neighborhood, because it would allow us to build the aerodrome in the not too distant future, which would be a pretty, nice advancement here. So I'll tell you what, I will place the neighborhood in the capital because I need at least one place that can produce aircraft. And we've got our first couple of military engineers coming online, which will be used to build railroads throughout my empire. I will want a lot of these guys. One of my agents was killed, which pretty sad. We've unlocked steam power, which will allow us to build railroads and canals, but the most important part of that is the railroads. We have mass media. We're now working on ideology, which means we are only 2 civics away from getting totalitarianism, aka Fascism, aka +5 combat strength in all of our military units and a reduce in war weariness. I'm going to appoint Moksha here because I want a wide variety of governors to be able to establish for the purpose of garrison. And I'm going to start laying down railroads to connect up all my cities, connect up my empire. It'll take a little bit of a while. I do have the cash to upgrade this guy to a tank. There's another tank army. Beautiful. All right, let's keep grabbing military engineers. We need to be able to build a lot of railroads here. Need to connect up our cities to each other using rail. All right, there's the Patala Palace. We just finished an artillery army. Our oil consumption is slowly going down. I'm going to continue the production of tank armies, but we are going to need supply convoys attached to our artilleries because that will give them a lot of mobility. So I'll start purchasing the occasional supply convoy so that these artillery armies will be able to move and shoot with the +1 movement. I've got 4 envoys in the chamber. I definitely want to have control over Granada, and I want to maintain Muscan and Zanzibar. It would be nice to get Bologna. It's one of the most powerful ones. Taruga is quite good as well, but Bologna gives it a lot of great people points. So let's move our tanks over towards Mycenae. We've connected a couple of cities with railroad. Yeah, dealing with these fighters is going to be difficult without any real anti-aircraft. We built our first neighborhood, which is good for Aeroscore. It'll allow the capital to expand. I will quickly grab myself another spy in the capital. And I think declaring a war of territorial expansion on this turn is the play. We want to get our tanks onto pillage-worthy tiles. I don't expect this war to go very well for me, but I am going to give it my all, as that's the right thing to do. You can kind of see the beginnings of my railroad. We've got Nantes, Rennes, Paris connected up, and a little bit of work that needs to be done to connect up the rest of the world, but we will get there. Let's see how these fighters really do against us when they're activated. All right, we take a little bit of damage, but our tanks are able to take the damage. Now, I don't know what I lost there. I think it was a crossbowman. So right now, if I were to attack, you can see here, I have +3 intel on opponent's movements. If I use this spy here to gain listening post, now diplomatic visibility is +9, which is an insane amount of visibility. So let's get pillaging. There's a bunch of pillages, a bunch of money, and we'll start slamming these cities. These tanks are kind of expendable. I expect to lose maybe a unit here. We'll see. Oh, it looks like this tank managed to survive. We should be able to get him out. All right, I'll take barding on this tank. We'll keep slamming the city. We will break it. That is what tanks are good at. And we want a railroad that connects up into the enemy territory, in addition to connecting up our empire. Okay, that arty over here took a lot of damage. Thankfully, they are spreading their damage out across a bunch of our different units. Take barding on you. Pillage that for gold. Pillage this for gold. Big money coming in. You can definitely shoot here. Boom. I'm going to move the supply convoy pull this tank back to a safe place. And we'll keep slamming with our tanks into Mycenae. Our tanks are very good at slamming. That is the one thing that might save us in this war. Tanks have a lot of power when it comes to slamming. So here's our railroad map. It actually is looking pretty okay. We definitely need to get Amboise and Dijon connected up, but that'll be just part of the process. Okay, I lost an Ardy. That's okay. That was all part of the plan. This attack, I have to take losses in because I don't have a technological advantage, which is why I came with so many units. But here's the thing. Once you take that first city, your life gets easier. Okay, another artillery army is completed to move to the front line. I will queue up another artillery army. We lost another arty, but this is what we're talking about, right? It's part of the process to lose units. We got advanced ballistics. That is where we can start to get anti-aircraft guns. Shoot the city, swap you out since you have a promotion, slam the city. Now it is our city. I'm going to position Magnus in the new city. We will naturally be keeping it. Now we want to take on Eritrea. Let's keep producing those artillery armies, even if it is slow. We are producing them relatively quickly. I mean, you consider that this is a 1,000 production unit, and we make it in 20 turns. Mycenae definitely needs some repairs. I will need a builder or two over there. I'll tell you what, Montpellier, why don't you grab me a builder to be sent over there. We have some new policies thanks to getting ideology. Economic Union will give us commercial hub and harbour district adjacency. A lot of food, or a lot of production, a lot of gold. We definitely would like the amenities from liberalism, but I don't know if we're going to be able to play around with that too much. For now, I'm going to plug in Machiavellianism so my spies act faster. Spies are going to be quite useful to me here. All right. Where our units are fortified and healing, I want to make sure I have a supply convoy around them. And I want to start building railroads into enemy territory. Benoit over here has managed to steal a tech. Fabricate Scandal is fine. We'll steal more tech with him later. We're taking some hits, but we are healing relatively quickly thanks to Supply Convoy. 35 health per turn is a lot. Plus 20 HP healing for players' units within one tile. It's crazy good, the Supply Convoy. Let's take Barding on you, so you're even better defended. I'll get my artillery onto the encampment here because they will be safe on that tile. I'll put a railroad there. I want to put a railroad there if I can. I'm going to move you forward to Eritrea and we're going to slam the city. Definitely want to do a lot of city slamming here, and pre-damaging the walls will be a big part of that. All right, go ahead and steal the tech from me. I've spent all my iron, so I can't build any more railroads, but it's not that big of a deal. We will get access to more iron in time. Okay, he has jet fighters now, which is a lot scarier. They do a lot more damage against ground units. I will vote down this 8 times. Because I just don't want people to declare a military emergency against me. It's really annoying if they do. It failed. Perfect. Now, there's flight. So we can start prepping up our capital in the not too distant future for better flight logistics. I've got a spy. I have a spy in Greece. I have a spy in Gaul. I don't have a spy in Russia. So let me send one over to St. Petersburg. I built a tank army in Dijon. I'm burning through my oil. I do have another copy of oil right there and a copy of oil in the water. So the second that we have radio, we should definitely pick up plastics to get those offshore oil rigs. All right, Eritrea needs to be bombed. Move you to here, cycle my units through. Now the city's looking a little bit easier for us to blow up. There we go. Another city captures. That's 2 cities captured in a few turns. The war is going the way we want it to. Now, loyalty is a little bit of a problem, but not too bad of a problem that we won't be able to deal with it. I think Miletos will be next. We could swing back around for Rhodes, although it has no population, which is a problem. He's working on thermonuclear devices. Jesus Christ. We've got a lot of supply convoys, and we have taken out a couple of their cities. Now, granted, they were some of the least important of their cities, and Russia has declared war on Greece, which is actually fantastic for me. Now, there's a fire over there. Yeah, you're starving. That's I'm going to buy Canada's oil. I lost suzerainty of something. Grenada. Let me just go ahead and take that back. +2 era score. Thank you. This is what we're talking about. All right, the city of Mycenae is kind of poor. I'm going to tell it to focus on food and production for now, and we'll need builders to fix it up. Pillage here, step forward. Pillage here, step forward. You step forward and pillage. Take the barding promotion so you're harder to kill. You can get another. I'm going to move you to here. It's a strong infantry unit. I think rout is good so that you're stronger at fighting hurt enemy units. Let's move our artillery forward. And they should be able to shoot here. 2 shots. Fantastic. I'm going to take a shot on this district just to level that artillery up because I can't really get them into a combat capable position. We'll hold off on slamming that city for a turn. All right, we're going to take some hits. It's rough, but I think we're making it. We now have fascism. This is going to be a +5 combat strength and a huge reduction in our war weariness, as well as a massive production boost towards our units. We're going to immediately switch to fascism. +2 era score for our tier 3 government. So I'm going to completely carve out my government here and start fresh. I think one of the best cards in the entire game is Republican Legacy. It basically is +1. housing and amenity in every city, which is incredibly powerful. Martial law is fantastic as well. 25% less war weariness and extra loyalty for having units garrisoned. Extremely powerful. In terms of diplomatic policies, Merchant Confederation is just a lot of raw gold. Eventually, colonial taxes will become better, but I think right now at this phase of the game, Merchant Confederation is better. In terms of my economic policy, it's either public works or economic union. And I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to drop martial law to take both, because rebuilding the land that we conquer is actually really important, and economic union is a huge part of my military economy. Levée en masse saves us 2 gold per unit. Lightning warfare means we build all tanks faster. Total war will give us extra yields from pillaging. Third alternative is fantastic. However, I do think that accumulating war weariness slower will be really helpful for us. So I think this is a better setup. I really just need more government policy slots. I'm going to have this guy gain sources. Once again, wait a minute. That's the wrong ability, isn't it? Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to take crew weapons on this arty. I'll move this arty to here, because at least it'll be in a position to be moved forward. We'll bomb Miletos with an arty. We'll move you forward. You have a pillage and a step. You could, in theory, just pillage a road. That's not really particularly important. We definitely want to pillage, because remember, we get a lot of money from blowing things up. We'll slam the hell out of Miletos and continue pushing forward. I need builders over here. Montpellier, go ahead and get me another builder. In terms of civics, conservation would allow us to place lumber mills where we haven't been able to place them before, which could allow us to massively increase the productivity of our empire. We got the water park in Lyon, natural progression into the Ferris wheel. Bordeaux got its aquarium, plenty of amenities. I'll build some builders. A lot of our land is disappearing, but that's fine. Bordeaux, you are a great candidate for builder spam. Now, I believe the capital can go ahead and get to work on the war department, so my units will heal 20 hit points when they kill an enemy unit. Fantastic ability. All right, let's see what they do. I expect to lose a unit, maybe 2. And actually, I got extremely lucky, and this tank managed to survive a aircraft attack. I'll pull it back to Eritrea, and I will take the route promotion on him. This arty is in bad shape, so I'll move him to here, and I'll switch his position with a different arty, and then I will take a crew weapons buff on him, making him harder to kill. We'll shoot Miletos twice with our artillery. I'll look for a pillage for science here. That'll buff us through to aluminum. We do have a source of aluminum over here, although I don't think it's safe for us to send someone to go get it yet. We have 10,000 gold in the bank. Actually, that might make it more possible. Sorry, I meant to do listening post with my spy, not that other thing that I did. I need that +9 combat strength. Pillage there, step right, slap the city. Just throw everything we have at it. I'll chop here. That'll get that builder out of Mycenae faster, and we can start repairing this territory. Mycenae, you're going to need a few builders, so I don't want you to get to work on that for me. Good job, Delphine. Continue to steal tech for me. We'll be able to get chemistry potentially. You can see just how much of the late game tree that we have boosted. All these blue lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 late game technologies have been boosted, saving us a huge amount of science. Now, he's begging me for peace, but I will absolutely not be letting anyone take peace here. My goal is to build an empire that can destroy the world. So I'll pillage for science here. We've got to do a world conquest. We'll blast this city, take it. Now we get our nuclear program. Miletos is going to need a governor. I'll grab Amani and put her into Miletos. Loyalty here is a little bit worse than in other cities, but that's okay, because we're going to go for Ephesus next. Take a turn on a lot of these units to heal. The great thing about military engineers is they can repair your territory as well if you want them to. I think I built enough builders out of here. So more tank armies. Ooh, speaking of a builder, I need to get my builders down to this oil. I tell you what I can do. I can just buy a builder in both of these cities. The turn before plastic switches. Now, you know what? I'll just do it now. So in Nantes, I'm going to go ahead and buy a builder. And in Rennes, I will also buy a builder for the purpose of improving these oil tiles. But they're counterattacking Miletos, which is an interesting decision on their part. But we have a huge healing capability. My agent was captured in Tokyo. I think the natural thing to do is to just buy him back. The AI will almost always give you your spies back, even if it's objectively the incorrect play, because I'm just going to send him straight back to Tokyo. You take the route promotion. All right, we need to get rid of you. That's you dealt with. And we need to get in here and start pillaging like crazy. All right, we got a couple of more iron mines online, which has led us to get a lot more stuff. Do I just coat the world in farms and try to grow really big cities? I guess the bigger the city is in growth, the better I'm off. Okay, we lost an artillery to a Greek encampment. Pillage that, slam here, slam here, slam here, slam there, move there, pillage for science. There we go. There's plastics. We should now be able to get more oil. Go. Oil rigs are online. Pillage again. This encampment is actually a major barrier, so because it has too much combat power to kill my artillery. It makes it too difficult for me to advance, so I need to kill this encampment. Normally I would ignore encampments, go around them, but it's just in the way. I've lost a lot of artillery. Let's queue up another one. We completed a tank. I will queue up another artillery. Look how far this tank can move now thanks to this railroad network. It's just so good that I can get it. Basically, the turn a tank is completed, I can get it to like the front line. All right, we got an aquarium in Calais. I will get this city to make me a spy. That's excellent. In terms of technology, it would be nice to have uranium. It would also be nice to have anti-air guns, but I'll go for uranium first. All right. Railways are coming up. Chop this. There's that neighborhood repaired. Not that the city really wants or needs a neighborhood. And I'll go ahead and plonk down a hell of a lot more farms so we can hit big pop. Damn, this tank took a lot of damage in a single turn. Let me go ahead and pop him home somewhere safe. Okay, I think most of our units survived this. There goes that district plus the unit that was in it. I'm going to start slamming Ephesus, even if it is a little bit ineffective. It's not why we do it. We do it for tempo. So the city has taken some amount of damage. You see that fortification damage? Every pop of damage we can pop in there is huge. All right, we repaired the granary in Eritrea. The most important thing for us to get in this game are trade routes. We could do a lot of work with trade routes, so I'm going to pop down a commercial hub. I can't swap tiles really. I can take this one, I guess. Boom, there's the extra oil online. So even though we're using like a huge amount of oil every turn with this massive army of tanks and artillery, we are still sustaining oil. Vern is leveled upable. Disguise is a great promotion. It allows him to move around the world a little bit easier. You have 6 movement. Take that route promotion. There we go. We lost a unit as is expected. Remember, these are some of these units are acceptable losses. Okay, tank army. I'm going to step you back and take the route promotion. Move you forward. You do not have a heal available. Let me pull you back to somewhere safe. Just because I take risks with my units doesn't mean I want them to die. Taking crazy risks with a unit is not the same thing as getting them killed on purpose. Those are not my goals. Now, my Ludus is going to go ahead and flip this turn. That's fine. We have contingency plans to deal with this. And in fact, I believe also we don't need to be building railroad anymore inside my territory. I think all of my districts, all of my encampments, all of my cities are linked up, with the exception of this one, which can be linked up within a turn or two. So all of my military engineers will be able to like move forward to actually start connecting up the offensive part of my empire. We got our first copy of aluminum online. We're going to get to work on those jet bombers, and as soon as I can in my capital, we need to be pop 19. We will start building aerodromes and aircraft. All right, I'm going to gain sources in St. Petersburg so that we can steal tech efficiently with that unit. Very important that we steal tech. The city will flip, which will stall our advance a little bit. Banning tourism from writing would be a great one. Also, I want nobody to have nukes, so I'm going to vote for that. I don't care who wins the Diplo, all this stuff. The main thing is, see, here's the thing. Once I break Greece, this is the thing you have to understand. If I can break Greece, let's have a look here. Tourism from Great Works of Writing is doubled. Everybody has no weapons of mass destruction. Wilfred got these. If I can break Greece, the wars after that become a lot easier. It should be really easy for us to reconquest Miletus. So let me just recapture that really quick. Now, it will flip even faster now because it's even lower population, but I should be able to slap Amani back in there. We will naturally keep that city. I got 3 turns. All right, let me pull you back to a safe place. I need a supply convoy to help these guys heal up faster away from the front. Take Barding on you. Route on you. Take a turn to heal. More artillery is finishing. Let's keep the artillery rolling off the factory lines. Right, I'm going to move a trader over to Mycenae and send it to Paris in the hope that I can grow this city to be more effective and efficient. All right, there's no more text to steal from Gaul. So I'm just going to do listening posts here on repeat, because I don't want to take the risk of losing a level 3 spy. I don't think it's worth it to lose that, because we will want/need him in the future. And Greece is begging for peace, but I do not want it. We have access to conservation now, so we can build naturalists if we wanted to. However, we are not going for a tourism win. We're going to French domination. That +9 intel is disgusting. One-shotting enemy RD. All right, let's get our artillery up, with which we be able to bomb the city 3 times, bringing down the fortification strength quite a lot, meaning any future attacks will do a lot more damage. I'm getting low on supply convoys. I will need more of those. And I'll send this trade route to Paris. Let's pick up Cold War so we can get more spies. We got our war department in Paris. I'll put a few turns into a supply convoy before we start building the aerodrome when the city grows. Let's keep the tanks rolling off the production lines. In terms of envoys, I have all the city states that I want, so I don't need to spend anymore because I I don't have a use for faith really. So this tile right here is not a particularly good farm, so I'll replace it with a lumber mill. And I'm going to do the same probably across my territory. Pretty much any grassland tile is going to get replaced with lumber mills because I think grassland lumber mills are better than grassland farms. On plains, you can kind of justify farms, but on grassland, pretty much everything is going to get ripped up for the late game lumber mill transition with these units. Now, it probably doesn't make that much of a difference right this deep into the game, but it will be a difference for our backline cities to be producing more. And considering it only takes a handful of actions for us to actually do it, I'm fine with it. All right, we're losing units. Not sure what we lost. I think we lost an artillery. Either that or a tank. It's hard to tell. That's one of the things I struggle with. Is it's hard to tell what I actually lost sometimes. But 1 bombard of the city, 2 bombards of the city. I'll pull this arty back to heal. I'll move a supply convoy over to help heal. Let's get back to slamming the hell out of the city. Hopefully we can flip it this turn. It's a 17 pop city. Boom. And that's big. We will be keeping that. We need a governor in there. I'm going to grab Liang. Pop her into Ephesus. -6 loyalty is very handleable. City needs to get repaired up and brought into the fold. We have waves of builders coming forward who will help with the transition. So I think we just capture the Forbidden City, which will give us access to another wildcard policy slot. There's a lot of policies that could be worth plugging in there. Martial law really helps with the loyalty situation, so I'm going to plug that in, plus the war weariness situation. I think we definitely want to take out roads. The +2 amenities and culture from the Estadio de Maracana is amazing. Even with aircraft, they can't really stop us, and we're pretty close to getting our own jet bombers. Like, I mean, we're not super close, but we're not a million miles away from it either. Pulling units back to be healed up here, using the supply convoy and the safety of this city. 2 shots on the city of Rhodes already has it in a bad way. Let's get up in their face. Keep getting those railroads going. You take a promotion. Oh yeah, this is the kind of damage we're talking about on a turn 1 of an invasion. Now I know I got 14k gold in the bank, okay? But there might be a reason that I'm saving that up. Alright, coming into Mycenae, I can actually now get myself a commercial hub. And I will pop a commercial hub right there, because we want those trade routes. Remember, this extra gold means we can sustain our militarism a lot longer. Gold is the war resource. The sustainability of warfare almost entirely depends upon your gold income. Depends on 2 main factors: your ability to reproduce units to replace your losses, and your ability to sustain your military economically. Let's go ahead and steal laser tech from the Japanese. A couple of our tanks are getting low on health. Thankfully though, we should get a big heal down here in Mycenae. Now, a lot of my tanks are healing up. You have the ability to bard up. Need to pull you back to a safe place. I'll move this tank forward. I will pull you back to a safe location. You'll move 1 tile to the left, build a railroad. You'll step inside Mycenae to protect the people. You jump forward. 1 shot, 2 shots. The city is already down health. Boom, there's Rhodes. We liberated another city. We will keep it. We can shoot you and hopefully get strong flanking maneuvers on you. That infantry is now dead. Our builders are rolling in behind our armies to rebuild. And I think it would be nice to hit Sparta and then Corinth. Another supply convoy to be brought to the front line in support of our units. Let's go ahead and grab this aerodrome now. I got an artillery army in Rouen. I'm going to quickly grab myself an observation balloon in assistance of my military. My Lidos needs to repair its buildings before it can really be useful. We need to get our monument and granary. It's like the bare minimum building. BMB, bare minimum building. All right, another tank finished in La Rochelle. I'm going to grab myself a supply convoy because I feel like I don't have enough support units. Harvest this stone, place another lumber mill. Aerodrome in Paris. We're going to quickly use our gold to get that hangar. I'll grab myself another observation balloon to give range to my artillery. It feels like maybe not a necessary thing, but definitely a useful thing. Okay, we want to get in on Sparta. And there's a few pillages that are worth having in Sparta. So I want to get my units on those tiles in preparation for those pillages. We want to make sure we surround the city. We want to make sure our units can get across the river. Do I have another military engineer to get this guy to here? Perfect. I'm going to put a supply convoy here. That'll give +1 movement to all my artillery, which will allow them to move and shoot. And we can immediately begin slamming Sparta, bringing down its health pretty quick. Tanks are just so damn good at taking cities. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. So again, I really want to hammer home just how much that intel on opponents does for us. This guy in here doing that listening post is +6 combat strength. Super, super, super powerful. Unfortunately, you've gotten hit once again. Let me pull you back to a safe distance. We can start pounding with our new artillery. Pull you back to a safe place as well. Make sure we build up the rail network. And the beautiful thing about railways and tanks is just how easy it is to swap your units in and out of the front line. It makes your military pushes nigh unstoppable, which is what you want all of your military pushes to be. We got another arty in here. We're all using uranium. I think we inherited a nuclear power plant somewhere during our conquests. Okay, watermill completed in Ephesus. Let's make sure we're repairing any damaged infrastructure. Take quite a while to get all that up and running. Come on, I think we can maybe get Sparta this turn. Perfect. Look at that. Unfortunately, I think this does mean I'm going to have to move Victor forward to hold Sparta. But now we just need to take Corinth, Athens, and I think that's basically Greece dealt with. Now, coming into Sparta, we definitely want to repair. You know what? I'm just going to buy the monument because it's a loyalty building. Other stuff we can build and repair. We'll focus on repairing up. All right, we lost a tank, but considering consider the trade deal of the number of tanks that we've lost versus how much territory we've taken. I am a little bit worried about the number of rock bands I'm hearing go off from the hands of Peter. And we're setting up a new healing zone here around Rhodes, courtesy of the supply convoy in the center of the city. Got a promotion on you. You don't have a promotion. Fall back to Rhodes for the heal. I'll quickly buy myself a balloon because it'll allow artillery next to the city to support the fight against that machine gun. Now remember, we heal 20 health every time we kill a unit. I am happy to add the proposal to liberate Zanzibar. Okay, first observation balloons are hitting the front lines now. I'm going to start recruiting some field cannons who can act as garrisons instead of these tanks that are kind of being occupied with that job. And now we can hit the city of Corinth from 3 tiles away, which is a lot safer than 2 tiles away. One of those beautiful things. Miletus, go ahead and repair your aqueduct. Miletus is almost ready to take on new roles. I'll get the military academy in Rhodes because, like, why not? I don't really have another reason than it is the next building in line. Okay, I think the healing zone that I had set up in Mycenae is no longer necessary, so I'll move those units forward. We're going to use Rhodes as our healing zone. So I'll vote down my own emergency 3 times and the city-state emergency up twice. And hopefully that'll kind of balance out to be somewhere in the direction of what we need. Yeah, we found Uluru. My troops are merely passing by. Oh, I think the military emergency to liberate Zanzibar cancelled my war with Greece and made me their ally, which revealed their territory. That is so weird. So we're in a bit of a temporary enforced peace, but that's actually not that bad because we can slip up into Bjork's territory. And this does give us a chance to bleed away some of these grievances we have against them. So I will denounce them in preparation for the next war, but this is honestly not a terrible point for the war to kind of be put on pause because we have like a thorough way right up into Gaul and they are super not prepared for it. We have 2,000 military strength. They have 574. So they're super not ready. Now, we did just finish Cold War, which will get us another spy. Rapid deployment will give us the ability to transport units between aerodrome districts, which is a very late game ability that we won't necessarily need. I'm going to send a spy over to China and I'll begin recruiting my next spy. We finished yet more tanks here, and we're going to storm them towards Gaul. It's going to require us to get military engineers into position. Now, coming into Dijon, I will grab myself another trader. We have actually found a few more city-states that could be of interest to us. The main one we care about is liberating is Zanzibar, because Zanzibar will be huge for us in terms of our gold income. I'm going to just take suzerainty of Bologna for fun. No real reason to do it, to be honest with you, but there's no reason not to do it either. The lumber mill transition of my empire is well underway. We should start to see production numbers skyrocket over here in this sector. Gaul won't be able to do pretty much anything to stop me here. So let's begin bombarding their cities. We would also like to build rail through their territory. So simming up for stats doesn't really matter anymore. The only thing that really matters is getting units onto the front line. Let's buy Canada's oil as per usual. Boom. Thank you, Canada, for the huge supply of oil that will buy us more time. I will move this fresh trade route to Sparta. No more traders are available. We got our aqueduct in Miletus. I'm going to quickly repair the outer defenses. The city is pretty well kept. Also, do you want to see the railroads that I've built? Oh man, every single green tile that you see here was manually built by me, okay? I put a railroad on these tiles specifically for the purpose of enabling my invasion. Look at it. It's unhinged. Oh, beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Wild card. I am the wild card, okay? No one expects the French conquest of Gaul and Greece. Maybe Gaul. Maybe people expected the French conquest of Gaul. Maybe that one's not so, surprising. Gaul's having a bad day, man. We're going to keep spying there. You are also doing a listening post. We should have the +9. Yeah, we have the +9 intel. That's the power of playing Catherine, man. The Black Queen. She is my queen. All right, 1, 2, 3 bombings of the city. We also kill this tank. We get a heal from it. You're going to pillage for health as well. We move you to here, bomb the city again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would like another tank. If I could get a 6th hit on that city, it would be great. It's a pretty high combat strength city because it has a tank army sitting inside it, protecting it, which is more than slightly frustrating. We got our commercial hub in Eritrea. I will purchase the market to get the extra trade route and then slow build the bank. I'll buy a trader in Miletus. I'm going to build a neighborhood in here because in some of these cities, I'm going to be building food markets with the purpose of trying to push up the population. All right, we are chopping away, planting forests, doing the thing that makes our empire great. Killed off an enemy tank around Zanzibar. We want to get our troops in position for the repairs. Sorry, not the repairs, the pillages. These cities will flip independent and most likely flip to me, so I won't have to go through a lengthy process of conquest, so I don't have to necessarily care about them at all even. All right, we stole laser tech. I don't think there's a whole lot of techs left to steal, honestly, in the end game. It's turn 279. And I think this could be the turn that we take this city. I definitely want to prioritize leveling up my artillery where possible. Forward observers is extremely powerful. Having expert crew means I don't need to have +1 movement speed to be able to get the bonus attack off. So it's unlikely we get it this turn, but we are closer than we were. I'll pillage in here and then slam the city. I'll pull you back to Sparta for heals. You don't have a pillageable tile. I'll step you back a tile and heal. Sweep someone into your spot. I'll pull you back to Sparta to heal, although you didn't actually make it somehow. Maybe I forgot to build enough rail. We are dealing with players who are harder than average to invade with Gaul because of their extra... More of their tiles have city shots. So unfortunately, this was a little bit of a lame duck turn, but that's okay. Benoit has leveled up again. I will take Disguise, is not a bad one. Plus now he's at max rank, which means he can now start doing the diplomatic visibility mission to give us the extra combat strength against Japan, which is what we crave. Oh my god, Japanese modern armor rolling through. Scary. All right, let me have a look. Yeah, I do have a spy up here. Max rank. We do the listening post for +2 diplomatic visibility, aka 6 combat strength. Pull this tank back to Sparta to heal. I will bombard the heck out of Ratomakos now. That is that city handled. Boom. It's my city. Captured a unit from Gaul. Progress towards class struggle. We will be keeping this city. I'm going to move Victor forward to provide AoE loyalty. We'll be liberating Zanzibar, killing Divodurum, and pushing our way up north to surround the Gallic capital. The Japanese are holding one of the tiles adjacent to Zanzibar, which is not ideal for me because I want to be the one who captures the city, but it's not the end of the world that they have that tile. It's the end of the world if they manage to retake the city, because I want the benefit from liberating Zanzibar. I want that +1 gold per turn for each of my envoys, all that stuff. Now, field cannon in Paris is kind of exactly what I've been working on. Yeah, that huge production transition on this sector of the economy is great. We got our aquarium in Lyon. I think this is another good city for me to spam builders from to be able to improve and transition my economy into the late game. We got a commercial hub in Mycenae. I will purchase the market and purchase a trader there and then slow build the bank. Now we need to start thinking about the next transition zone of the economy. I think all of this land over here is prime real estate for lumber mills. So I've set up a new sector for the lumber mill transition. So any spare builder charges will go towards this. And the nice thing about this is it does lead to higher appeal, which can lead to significant gains in terms of any neighborhoods we want to build, them having high adjacency because they get improved by appeal. So I don't want to attack Zanzibar unless I think I can kill it in a single turn. That is for sure an important part of this. And I think I'm at the point now where I'm going to start linking up observation balloons and or supply convoys with my artillery to reduce the total amount of micro that I need to do. And my hope is that I have so many now that, yes, it reduces the effectiveness of my army by a very small amount to not be able to micro my units individually. It saves me enough time for that to be worth it. Okay, so checking in on Sparta. I'm going to make sure the city is focused on food and production. This is actually a city that can actually immediately join in on tank and artillery spam. So I think start off with the artillery spam. Next turn, we're going to get access to jet bombers. And being able to jet bomb my enemies will be a massive speed boost to how quickly we can conquest. My spy in Tokyo has hit max level, which means it's better off doing diplomatic visibility missions than anything else right now, because the risk of losing a max rank spy outweighs any of the benefits of using him for anything other than diplomatic visibility in a domination game. Okay, +1 era score for getting a technology. That's stealth tech. We're going to pop over to the capital now where we built the buildings that we needed, and we're going to grab ourselves jet bomber, +3 era score, and a jet bomber, and a jet bomber. So that's why we were saving up that gold. We can triple jet bomber in a single turn. And let me tell you, those jet bombers will do work for us. All right, I've got my artillery in range. Let's bomb Zanzibar. This city should be quite a bit easier to take because there isn't a garrisoned tank army in it. In fact, a round of artillery pounding has killed it in a single turn, which means we can pop in there and immediately liberate Zanzibar, get control of it, and that'll be a nice buff to our gold income. I do need to get my stock exchanges up across my empire. It represents a huge buff to our gold income, as do I need to get up my seaports for the +2 gold on coastal cities. My gold income is dwindling and I will need a significant amount of it to keep pushing forward. All right, let's get rid of this tank. That should be him dealt with. Samaro Briva will probably be the next city that I conquer, and I'll just let Divodurum flip. Much like I'm letting Bibrax and Pharsalos flip, they will flip to me eventually. This will save time. Looking forward to getting the Oracle plus Kilwa plus at Torre de Belim. And the nice thing is, because I was the liberator of Zanzibar, I actually become their suzerain immediately with 9 envoys based on I think it's based on the era of the game that you liberate them in. So like early in the game, you'll only get 3. Middle of the game, you'll get 6. Late game, you'll get 9. I believe it's something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head the exact mechanics. Okay, nice. There's +3 era score because we succeeded in an emergency. We also got rapid deployment. Let's grab these jet bombers. I'm going to deploy one to Radamakos. I will deploy a second jet bomber to Sparta, and then I'll deploy my third jet bomber to Sparta's airport tile. And then in order to protect the airport, I will park a tank on top of that in fortified mode. So next turn, we'll be able to make use of the jet bombers. Let's move our artillery forward. Railways going up all across the land. You're a little bit too hurt. Let's take the crew weapons on you. I need to get rid of this. It's kind of standing in my way. I love how I'm able to turn, like, I was able to put multiple tanks on the same tile because of the sort of slightly buggy civilization pathfinding algorithms. You gotta love that part of the game. When bugs work in your favor, that's chef's kiss, baby. Now, we would really like to get e-commerce. It would make our gold potential really, really strong. The real question is, do we have space in our empire to actually plug it in? It's not really, not in our empire plan. I'm gonna queue up a ton of jet bombers in Paris. It is basically now an aircraft factory. There's nothing else we want to build in there. Right, huge. We have electricity as well, so now we're going to be able to skyrocket our gold income, in particular because we will have control of Muscat, which is 6 gold in stock exchanges seaports, and Zanzibar, which is another 6. That's 12 per city that has those buildings, per each of those buildings, plus we're about to conquer the Kilwa. Speaking of conquering the Kilwa, let's put these jet bombers to work. Oh my goodness. Look at this city fall. It is over for this guy. We didn't even need to use our artillery this turn. That's it. The war gamble has paid off, and now we're going to see insane gold yields, especially as we continue to conquer. And if we can get even more jet bombers, even more aluminum, even more oil. I mean, look at all the oil I'm about to conquer. We got so much oil here, which will help make up for the fact that we're burning 5 oil per turn. Oh, baby. I don't know exactly what's going to happen next, but I tell you what, it's going to involve a lot of tanks and a lot of jet bombers. But that's going to be it for me. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!